Welcome to Chanakya, where you get the right guidance at the right time. We have two expert coaches joining this session, Gayatri and Anand.
Hello.
Welcome, Gayatri and Anand.
Thank you, Shiv.
We have a situation here that may be called the vacationing Scrum Master. The Scrum Master in question being Mateen, who is in a project with sprints every 3 weeks. The current sprint had completed 2 weeks out of 3, and everything seemed to be going well. Mateen felt he could take a week off for some rest and relaxation before the next sprint, which promised to be much more challenging than the current one. When Mateen returned after a week, that is, end of current sprint, he found that while the team had achieved the sprint goals, they had not really done a good job on the sprint ceremonies. The daily stand-up had been skipped a few times, and the sprint retrospective was very superficial as the team felt that everything had gone well. Mateen was concerned that the team was not following Scrum in spirit. Let me start with you, Gayatri. It appears that Mateen feels let down by the team. What do you think his expectations were and what has actually happened?
See, I think Mateen is feeling bad because he expected the team as being following Agile and being Agile. He interpreted that they will automatically be self-organized in their outlook. Okay. While his expectations were there, he found that even the Scrum ceremonies were not followed to heart, leaving alone Agile in spirit, right? I think the team had not demonstrated the maturity of Agile in action, in my perspective.
Yes, I agree with you, Gayatri. Anand, here are some questions for you. After all, the team did achieve the sprint goals in Mateen's absence, did they not? And isn't Scrum about adapting and adopting? So if the team feels that daily stand-ups are not required every single day, why insist so much on it?
I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, Shiv, but I really couldn't agree with that. Because daily stand-up is a required ceremony, okay, right, in Agile, and it sets up a daily cadence of planning, right, and it's just 15 minutes, right, and what happens is it's just not a place of updating status, it's where they come together and have feedback and planning, right, so they can actually get to the goals, as well as that's really truly what gives agility to the whole process. But look, in spite of knowing that, if they still feel that daily stand-up was not required, that's worth investigating, and then they can take a look at why they feel that way.
Nicely put, Anand. Gayatri, what would you say about Mateen not being happy with the sprint retrospectives and how the team has responded back to him?
See, I think team may have felt that all the sprint goals were accomplished. So they have demonstrated whatever they thought they should, and there is no need for them to problem solve. So only when and in their perspective, only when there is a problem they need to retrospect. So it is not really the true spirit. The true reason why we are doing retrospective is to following Kaizen and the continuous improvement, and to see how can they move from here. So in this case, right, in the retrospective, what they could have even listed out, saying that what are those things that they followed this time that made them steer much faster than what they were able to do. I think that would have been a lot more beneficial, so that they can replicate it over and over and maybe improve from there. Right?
That's a very important point on the spirit behind the retrospectives, and examine your successes as much as you examine your failures. Gayatri, moving on to another topic, let me ask you, do you think Mateen misjudged the maturity of the team prior to going on vacation?
Yeah, I would think so. See, typically whenever we talk about maturity, right, I use this Shu Ha Ri as a model from martial arts. Shu is the basic level where team just follows the practices with the help of the Scrum Master. Okay. And the Ha is a time when not only is the team able to follow the practices, but they are able to even understand the principles behind it, look at other projects, how they are implementing and stuff like that, right? And the Re is a time when they not only understand the principles, but they are in a position or to even adapt the processes for becoming a high performing team, right? So what has happened in this is, I think the team is in the starting stage of Shu, whereas Matin had interpreted it differently.
That's interesting, Gayatri. Now, having analyzed the situation and the causes, can we move on to what Mateen needs to do at this point? Anant, you can go first.
Sure. I think first thing first, when Mateen feels that the team let him down, he shouldn't be caught in this trap of blaming the team. Because the person who's really responsible for making sure Agile is adopted in spirit is Mateen himself, right? In his capacity as Scrum Master.
Correct.
So he's got to sort of flick a mental switch, right? Saying, hey, you know what, this is my responsibility. Other than that, I can think of a couple of things he could do. One is get the team together, right? And then have a session and talk to them about why some of the things didn't happen or happened the way they did. Like why daily stand-ups didn't happen. Because it's perfectly possible that there were extraneous reasons why the daily stand-up didn't happen, totally outside the control of the team.
True.
So he'll get an idea from the team what actually happened, listen to the team. And one, Gayatri was talking about this underlying values and principles. So it'll be worth Mateen have a session with them, a refresher session if he likes, if he's already done it, to reinforce the values and principles behind these ceremonies. So the team feels a little bit more equipped, right? And I guess inspired to follow the practices in spirit.
True. In addition to what Anant is saying, is maybe Mateen can bring in a self assessment sort of an instrument to kind of explain to them where they are, rather than if Mateen or somebody else points it to them, saying that where they are, there may be a defensive action towards it, right? Otherwise, they're saying that as a group, what do we think? And then
realize themselves.
Correct. Help them realize, and then how can they go forward in their evolution. Another point is, I think at this stage of the maturity, right, I think Mateen in his next vacation, he should look at appointing some sort of develop another person to be a stand-in Scrum Master. So that ceremonies and everything are going intact. Because habits are important to sustain, isn't it?
That makes sense.
I think, adding to that, what you could also do is, the retrospectives, right? Gayatri mentioned the retrospectives need to happen in the spirit of continuous improvement. And that may need another reinforcing session, right, for the team. So they sort of get into that mindset of we are here to improve, right? Yeah.
True.
Excellent action points, Anant and Gayatri. If I can summarize, I think for Scrum teams to be truly self-organizing and self-sustaining, there needs to be a very good understanding of the principles of Scrum and underlying values. Without that, there is no Agile adoption in spirit. And sustenance is not just about Scrum ceremonies. The team needs to go beyond and keep the focus on continuous improvement. Lastly, it is the primary responsibility of the Scrum Master to enable and ensure Agile adoption in spirit. Is that a reasonable summary of our discussion?
Yes, excellently well put, Shiva.
Okay. Thank you, Anant and Gayatri, for your valuable perspectives and sharing your experiences. I am sure Scrum Masters like Mateen would find these inputs extremely useful. Thanks for joining us.